Hi there. We're going to take a look here at how to write a thesis statement for an extended piece of writing. Now, the difference between an extended piece of writing and a quick piece of writing, that's what's really important. And anytime that you're sitting down to write, you need to ask yourself, what is it exactly that I'm going to do here? If you're going to do a quick piece of writing, this is where you're sitting down and you have to answer a question immediately. So you don't have that opportunity to go and look up information, find some data, find some statistics, get some quotations, things like that. You don't have that as an option. That's what you would do in quick writing. Sit down, write it right away, or if you're in like an interview situation or something like that, you're going to speak it right away, right? You're going to discuss that. In extended writing, this is where you have an extended period of time, so it's not necessarily extended length, but extended time. So this is where you do have the opportunity to sit down, spend some time on your research, ask some questions, get some help, things like this. So where would you use or where would you find yourself in a situation of doing extended writing? Anytime you're doing your typical classroom activities like research papers, essays, short answers, that kind of thing, those will all fit into that. And journalism, blogging, and media writing, all of that whole area of professional writing, you will definitely have an extended period of time to work on those. And in the professional work world, anytime that you're doing like a report presentation or presentations generally or product research, you're going to have an amount of time, even if it's just a couple of hours, you're still going to have an amount of time to be able to look up information and find it so that you can then write a really solid piece of writing. Now, the difference between these two, one of the big differences is when do you write your thesis statement? With the quick writing, you write your thesis statement from the very beginning because you don't have the opportunity of going out and doing research. When you're doing the extended piece of writing, this is important here. You're going to do your research at the very beginning because you've got that research question in mind, right? So you start off with your research question and your brainstorming. Then you move into doing your research, looking for answers to that question. At the end of the research process here is the conclusion itself. This is where you've determined that the thesis statement is the result of the research. That's a very important distinction there. That's very different from what you're experiencing in the quick writing, which is where you sit down and you have to write right away and you have to have a thesis statement that you just come up with from memory. So this is the opposite. With this style here, the thesis statement is the result of the research. So anytime that you've got the opportunity of doing research, of looking information up, of getting some help, that's always a positive because you're going to come up with much stronger writing. In quick writing, though, there are just places in our lives where we need to do that. But in extended writing, make sure that you're taking that time, you're doing your research, and the thesis comes at the end. So I hope that this is helpful to your writing and that your extended writing improves with this, and good luck to you.